Did you want to stay in bed, Steve?
Mitt, you want to come out the door?
Just kidding. You fur balls. Somehow he'll beat me to the door. Yeah, Steve did get here before me, and T-Rex is always ready to go out the door for weather and more. There he goes. Got a gray out there. Steve? All right. TK, check the thermometer. 37. 10:30 in the morning. Late. Watching the news this morning. What happened in Baltimore. Just devastating. Ship loses power. Rams Tower. Bridge falls down. People go in the water. You never know what's going to happen every day. Carpe diem. God rest those families. Lost loved ones. And the weather. The bucket runneth over again. No ice, though, although 37 degrees is colder than yesterday by about 3 or 4 degrees. And it's not just the clouds. The water temperature over the Atlantic Ocean is 40 degrees. The wind's been coming in off the ocean now for 3 days in a row, yet the temperature's gone down. It has to do with that high-pressure system that stretches from northern Manitoba all the way to eastern Quebec. It's a 1041 high-pressure system in Canada. And it's cold underneath that high with a temperature of 20 below zero north of the Great Lakes this morning. So we are still in low-level cold air advection. Here are the local temperatures in southeastern New England. I think I get this about 9:30 or so. So even on Cape Cod, it's in the 30s. Cold air is heavy, and it's moving in on this wind from the northeast beneath warmer air. The wind up in the sky a little bit is more from the east and the southeast. And the top of Mount Washington this morning, well, the middle of Mount Washington is in the 40s. So it's warmer in Mount Washington than it is here in Boston and Cape Cod. The first forsythia bloom from inside the house has gone by. You are not going down there. All right, so we've been getting some drizzle this morning. I guess there might have been some raindrops too. 0.03. And that's mostly low-level moisture coming in off the ocean. All right, Steve, come on. Let's go up here. Let's do the weather. So we have the old storm from last on Saturday. It's just southeast of Greenland, and it's strengthening again, and it's stalled, and it's backing a bit. You have its spawn, probably not even that strong, maybe 1,000 millibar low near Bermuda, backing in. And then you have that system that was the Plains blizzard, which is now moving into northern Minnesota. That looks like a giant spider web, with the low pressure being the spider in the center of the cobs. Come on, Steve. So we've got a trio of storms this morning. Now, I took a look at the coast-to-coast snowfall. I mentioned last week we're going to have 3 major storms on the map at any one time. And out of the 3 storms, guess who got the most snow? Vermont and California and New Mexico is in there. You know, I looked for blizzard conditions in Nebraska yesterday. I didn't really find too many spots that actually had a blizzard. So it doesn't take a lot of snow to make a blizzard. But anyhow, that storm is now weakening and trying to run through that high that's in central Canada. And ultimately, that storm will be responsible for pushing air in from the south here. All right, you want to go in? I don't get it. He thinks that there might be some food being served upstairs. All right, where can I stand to get out of the wind? I think I'll just do the whole thing from right over here so you can hear me. There's a lot to talk about. There was some rumors of a potential snowstorm in parts of New England on Friday. I don't think I started that rumor. I may have a little to do with it on Twitter. Backing up a little more out of the wind. So you have sort of a block in the atmosphere And eventually we are going to lose this low-level cold air advection. But in the meantime, you're going to have the front from the Midwest coming at us. And it's going to introduce new cold here. So why don't I just try and simplify it and go to the day by day of the Euro. I'll try and go slowly here. So you have our storm offshore. It's kind of backing in, but it really decays. And what's going on more so is we're going to get a flow from the south and much more rich humidity. And a front from the Midwest is going to come here and stall, and it's going to trigger off and on rain with waves of low pressure coming in here for the next few days. And we're probably going to get about a 12-hour period in there where the wind is not from the east or the northeast, from the south, where Boston, southeastern New England may jump up into the 50s, with dew points also in the 50s. But then, very subtle, it is a cold front coming through here Thursday, and it's going to come back as a northerly wind and turn colder as the rain starts to pull out on Thursday. Now, some of the guidance has had 2 to 4 inches of rain for us. And then that's going to pull east and out. I want to show it from another view, though. It's pretty interesting. I'm going to show it from the tropical view here again. Look at this. There's our low north of Bermuda. And it's weakening. And there's the front coming in from the west. And here are waves of low pressure coming on. And then there's a new low developing off of North Carolina here Thursday. And look at it, deepen rapidly going east of Cape Cod, lowering into the 970s just east of Maine Friday night and Saturday morning. That's close to a blizzard in parts of eastern Maine. And then the isobars really fill in, and you end up with cold air advection and mostly dry this weekend. And by then, with the wind from the northwest, it'll turn warmer in Boston and much colder in the mountains with lower barometer cold returning. Can I stop there for a second? The wind has been onshore now for 3 days, and the seas have built to 13 feet with a 10-second period off of Boston. These are the buoy reports from this morning. And note, the water temperature 40 degrees and the air temperature 30s. Again, that heavy cold undermining the warm and even overwhelming the water temperature. And the barometer rising, R. So surf is up. So it may clean up as the wind dies down a little here Thursday, Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, now let's go forward through the weekend, back to that wider view. And you have a subtle stalled front from about Chicago to near Baltimore. And there are going to be waves of low pressure coming along that front. And it's going to gradually lift north. And now look what the Euro does. So different than the last 2 days. Tries to bring a storm into Ontario with a warm wedge coming to southern New England with rain, a mixed precipitation in the middle of New England, and snow in the north. This would be Monday night, April Fools, into Tuesday, April 2nd. Stop. So in the last 3 days, we've seen that missing to the south or not existing and kind of going along the south coast and now into Ontario. So if you add those up and divide by 3, it looks like we are in for an April Fool's night surprise on the colder side, with our next legit chance at accumulating snow in our mountains Tuesday. I think I'm scheduled to come back from Vermont Tuesday. And then after that, go back into motion here. We are back into cold air advection now, the middle of next week. And you have, I'll just stop it here, 240 hours. That's out about Thursday. What's that, the 3rd? Look at this. Wait. Boat just cranked out here. It's doing a 360 for us. Testing out the new boat. People can't wait for boating season. How is it? You got the heat on in there? Focus. Anyhow, can't stop boating season. That was kind of fun. On day 10, you have a lot of cold with a snowstorm in Montana. It looks kind of quiet here in the northeast. And then in the southeastern United States, that is a cold system, almost nor'easter type looking system over Georgia. So the pattern is locked and loaded. If we do get more than 2 inches of rain out of this next system coming in here tomorrow night and Thursday into Friday, this could be one of the wettest months of March on record.
I think Brian in Mansfield will get him to about 11 or 12 inches. So I'm going to start having to look that up. Anyhow, today's the last powder day, I think, for skiing. Because it's getting so warm, it's going to turn into more of a classic spring skiing. And this weekend, plenty of snow. It'll be cold and fast in the morning and beautiful in the afternoon, although the wind looks kind of strong. Not exactly Tommy Bahama tailgating, but should be good. We'll be there. That's the plan anyway. But you never know. It seems like tragedy is just coming out of nowhere lately. Anyhow, hate to be a Debbie Downer. So why don't I leave you with Steve playing with the leave over there. And us playing in the backyard yesterday. I didn't go very far yesterday. Kind of watching the weather and enduring this chill and playing with T-Rex and Steve as the sun went down. Maybe throwing a time lapse. All right. Cheer up, son. Talk to you tomorrow. A little tangent arc at the top of the halo. So, subtle halo today. And the continuing high barometer nor'easter late in the day. It's gloves weather again. It's ride the ferry inside the cabin again. White caps. Martin on Nantucket says it's gusting to 50. I think the National Weather Service says it was supposed to gust to 40. You always increase those forecasts. It's from the north. Brisk. It's playtime though. Playtime is playtime. Look at him pick up that ball. Yeah. Good boy, Rex. Fun watching the gulls fly below me. But whenever I turn on the camera, I don't seem to see a gull. You see any gulls around here, Steve? They're down there. Not really liking this. Chill, that is. You can see the salt in the air between here and Boston. About another time lapse of this day on the back edge of the storm, which is backing in. Mostly high clouds now, but there's the first sign of that stratocumulus layer that's going to gradually come in as the dew point comes up. Maritime layer will yield fog and drizzle and ultimately rain, and someone's getting snow. It's not over yet. Where are the crows? Here come the crows. All right, I'll take crows. Look at them pedaling into the wind. Not making any headway. Here they come, Rex. Ah! Here they come. Yeah. Arr! Along with the stratocumulus clouds. Corvid family. Oh, here comes one of the gulls. Let's see if he dips down for us. And a song sparrow. There he comes. I'm a cloud watcher, I'm a bird watcher, I'm a plane watcher, I'm a dog teaser. There's a cat around here somewhere too. No jumping, no jumping. Good catch, Steve. Catch those leaves. Put them in the worm child pile.